Good morning, children. Today we are going to do lesson Asia, Climate, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife, which is given in your geography book, page number 74. We are going to discuss today page number 74 and page number 75. Before we start the lesson, let's discuss some of the objectives of the lesson. Number 1, climate of Asia, what we are going to study in this. Number 2, factors affecting the climate of Asia. Number 3, the distribution of rainfall. And number 4, Asia climate types. In this, we are going to read in detail all the types of climate which we get in Asia. Before we start with anything, let us discuss some new words. First word is weather. Weather is an atmospheric condition of a place for a short period of time. Climate. Atmospheric condition of a place for a long period of time. Latitude. Latitude is a measurement of distance from equator, or we can say latitude is the line which runs on the globes from east to west. Relief features. Physical features of a place like we have mountains, plains, etc. Encompasses, surrounded. Monsoon winds. Periodic winds that change their direction according to season. Subcontinent. A large landmass that forms a part of continent bounded by physical feature. Currents. A continuous movement of sea water in a particular direction. Whirlpool. A place in sea where water moves in circular form. Now children, this is a map of Asia which you have already done the political division. Asia covers major part of our globe's one section. If we talk, Asia lies from 10 degrees south in the south till 80 degree north in the east. With this, Asia covers almost entire part of the eastern hemisphere. Now Asia is bounded by Pacific Ocean in the east, Indian Ocean in the south, and Arabian and Bay of Bengal in the west and east of India. These water bodies plays an important role when we talk about climate. Asia is near to the poles also, and it is near to equator also, and this makes Asia climate a vast climate is there. We will discuss it in detail in the next time when we are going to proceed with the lesson. Let us first discuss only the points which affects the climate of Asia. When we are talking about climate, the thing comes to our mind that what is weather and what is climate? What is the difference between both of these things? Weather, the day-to-day condition is known as a weather. Like we have cold weather, or it is windy, or it is rainy. Every time, every moment, after a few hours, it is changing. That is called weather. And climate, the weather condition over a time, long time, that is called climate. Like we have cold winters, hot summers. Cold winters are there for certain long time, certain periods, like 3 to 4 months. Hot wind summers, they are also there for 3 to 4 months. That is called climate. So let's discuss the difference between the climate and weather. Climate. Climate refers to the average weather condition of a place over a period of many years. Example, monsoon climate, equatorial climate. And weather is defined as atmospheric condition for a short period of time. Example, we have sunny weather or cloudy weather, etc. So now let's read about what is weather and what is climate. Weather and climate are two similar words with different meanings. As a result, people often use these terms synonymously. Weather is a momentary condition of the atmosphere over a short period of time. Climate refers to average weather condition of a place over a period of many years. Like it can be 30 to 45 years. Weather can be sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, etc. Whereas tropical, temperate, subtropical, etc. are the examples of climate. Both the climate and weather play a pivotal role in our day-to-day life. Like we wear our clothes according to the climate or according to the weather. We eat our food according to the weather or according to the climate. We visit the places according to the places, like in the summers we want to go to hill stations, while in winters we want to go to the warmer places. So weather and climate both are an important factors in day-to-day life of human beings. Now we are going to discuss that which are the factors which affect the climate of a place. There are certain factors which affect the climate of a place. The first factor is distance from the sea. Distance from the sea means if the places are near to the sea, they have cooling effect of the sea and they have mild climate. And if the places are away from the sea, they have extreme climate. For example, we can take Mumbai and Amritsar. As you all know, Mumbai is situated on the seashore, so it is having mild climate. And Amritsar is situated in the extreme part where it is landlocked also, and there we are having extreme climate, like we are having very cold winters and very hot summers. Now the second important factor is the altitude. Altitude means height above the sea level. The places which are on high altitude are always cooler, and the places which are on the lower altitude are always hotter. Like for example, you can take Ludhiana and Shimla. Both the places are situated on the same latitude, but Ludhiana is on the lower altitude, so it is having hot weather, and Shimla is on the high altitude, so it is cooler. The third important factor which plays an important role, that is the proximity to the equator, means nearness to the equator. If the places are near to the equator, they will be very hot and rainy. The reason behind, because it gets the direct rays of the sun, which makes the places very, very hot. And if the places are situated away from the equator, the places will be cooler. Like if we go nearer to the poles, the places will be cooler. Now we are going to discuss which are the factors which affects the climate of Asia. The first is latitude. Second is altitude. Third is distance from the sea. Fourth is pressure and wind system. Fifth is relief. And sixth is ocean currents. So Asia's climate is affected generally by its vastness, and other factors that affect the climate of Asia are latitudes, distance from the sea, relief feature, winds, and ocean currents. I have already discussed what are latitudes, and I have already told you what are relief features. And we have already discussed about the ocean currents also. Now we will see how the latitudes affects the places. See, this is the diagram of showing that this is the place which is in front of the sun, and this place, this is the equator, which is dividing the earth into two equal halves. So this place, the areas which are around the equator, getting the direct rays of the sun. So the places which are getting direct rays of the sun are having very hot as well as humid. Like if you discuss about Asia, if we are talking about Asia, the southeastern part of Asia is near to the equator or on equator. So this part is very hot as well as humid. As we are going away from equator, the sun rays are slanting. So when the sun rays are slanting, the places which are away from equator, they are cooler. So children, let us see how these three lines, how the latitudinal So children, let's see how the latitudinal expansion of Asia divides it into three equal temperature zones. Like Asia lies from 10 degree south to 80 degree north. Hence, all the important lines, like all the important latitudes, like the 0 degree, 23.5 degree north, and 66.5 degree north. All three important lines passes through Asia, and which makes that Asia is having all three temperature zones. Because as we all know, from 0 degree to 23.5 degree north, or you can say almost 30 degrees, 32 degrees north, we have the both the sides of the equator, we have the torrid zone. This area is known as the torrid zone. From 32 up to 66.5 degree north and south, this is the temperate zone. And from 66 to 90 degree or near to the poles, both sides on the north and side, the area is known as the frigid zone. So hence, Asia is having all important types of climate over here. Like in the southeast part of Asia, we have the equatorial type of climate. If we are talking about the south subcontinent part or South Asia, the part which is comprising of this, we are having the monsoon type of climate. And if we are talking about the central part of Asia, we are having the temperate type of climate. And if we are talking about the northern part of Asia, we are having the tundra type of climate. So hence, Asia experiences all four important type of climates which are found on the world. First is equatorial, second is monsoon, third is temperate, and fourth is frigid. So now let's do the reading and come to know how this is a fact for Asia. Now let's see this. Which factors affecting the climate of Asia? Latitude. Asia lies between the latitude of 10 degree to 80 degree north. This shows that Asia's vastness encompasses the three important zones on the earth: torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Let's discuss on this. This is a map of world. The area which is front of sun, this is called the torrid zone. The area which is away from this is called temperate zone. And the areas which are near to the pole, these are called the frigid zone. So Asia lies from 10 degree to 80 degree. So it is having torrid zone. It lies in torrid zone also. It lies in temperate zone also. And it lies in frigid zone. Its parts are lying in frigid zone also. I hope you understood. So Asia extends from the equator and stretches beyond the Arctic Circle. Hence, Asia experiences equatorial climate, hot and wet in south, whereas it experiences tundra climate, cold and dry in north. The regions lying in between climate, in other words, we can say the regions lying in between these regions experience tropical and temperate climate. In other words, we can say that Asia has equatorial, tropical, subtropical, temperate, and tundra climate belts ranging between south to north. We will discuss about these all when we are going to discuss about the climate in detail. Now the next point is distance from the sea. Now, as you all know, sea exerts a moderating influence on climate. If the place is located away from the sea, then the moderating influence of the sea decreases. And if the places are near to the sea, the moderating effect is more. Already I have given you the example of Mumbai and Amritsar. Now, a large part of Asia lies more than 15,000 kilometers away from the seashore. Hence, the vast areas of the continent fails to experience moderate climate. Thus, due to lack of moderating influence of the ocean, the vast interiors of Asia experience extreme temperature, while the coastal regions experience moderate temperature due to its vast distance from the sea. The interiors of Asia receives less amount of rainfall. Like you can see the map, this map. This map is showing clearly, this is the map of Asia. Now you see the central part of Asia, we are having the mountains, and this part is away from the sea. Now if you see the subcontinent part, that is the Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, this part is known as the subcontinent part of Asia. This part is nearer to the sea. If we go towards eastern part, like we have China and other places, this area, eastern part of Asia, this is also near to the sea. So these places are having moderating effect. They are getting the direct effect of the oceans, of the water bodies. Even the coastal parts of Asia, they are also getting the moderating effect of the ocean or water bodies. But the central part of Asia, they are arid or semi-arid. They are not being influenced by the sea. So this is how the distance plays an important role in as a factor for the climate of Asia. Now next is our relief feature. Relief feature means what is the physical feature of the continent of Asia. If you see the map, you can understand that in this map, the central part is higher. Here we have got the mountains, and the northern part is near to the polar region, and the southern part is near to the equator. So in Asia, there is the winds and the relief feature plays a very important role. Like Asia is influenced by the southwest monsoons. And the southwest monsoons, their direction in the summer is from sea to land. When they are moving from sea to land, they directly strike to Himalayas, and they shed their moisture in the Indian different parts of India. Same way, during the winter season, the polar winds which are rising from the poles and coming towards Central Asia, they cannot cross Himalayas, and as such, India is not getting those cool winds which are coming from poles. But the other part of Asia, which is beyond to the Himalayas, they are being affected by these polar winds and they are very cold. Now, let's read about it, how relief features are affecting. The relief feature of Asia also affect its climate. The mountain ranges in the Central Asia and the Himalayas force the monsoon winds to shed their moisture. They form the barrier for moisture bearing winds that come from south. The mountains also prevent the cold polar winds coming from the north to reach the southern part, and therefore in winters Indian subcontinent gets protected from these cold polar winds. Now we are going to discuss about the winds. When we are talking about Asia, in Asia, the most striking feature of this continent is this, that a large part of this continent is witnessed by the wind which change their direction according to the season. Like in the summers, the southwest monsoon affects the parts of Asia, and they, as they are coming from the oceans, they are moist and they give plenty full of rainfall in the summers in this continent. During winter, what happens? They change their direction. These winds start moving from sea to land towards sea, or we can say they are the offshore winds. These are the dry winds, and they again affect the climate of the place. So let's read about this. Winds. Monsoon winds are the most striking feature of this continent. These winds reverse their direction. Reverse means change of winds completely as the season changes. These winds affect a large part of Asia. They also play an important role in distribution of rainfall in the continent. During summers, these winds blow onshore. Onshore means from sea to land, and shed heavy rainfall in these areas. While in winter season, they blow from offshore. Offshore means land to sea, carrying a little or no rainfall. So children, our next point is factor ocean currents. The ocean currents are the movement in the water, in the ocean water, in a particular direction, or they are known as the rivers in the oceans. They move from a particular direction, like they move either from equator towards the pole or from pole towards the equator. The currents which move from equator towards the pole, they all are marked on the map with red color, and these all are the hot current because they all are coming from hotter area. Means equator is the hotter area, so they all are coming from the hot area, so they all are called the hot currents or the warm currents. And these warm currents affects the coastal areas, the continents or the countries which are nearby, are soothing effect. Means these all are the cooler effects, and these all are having rainy effects also. They give more rainfall and the effect is cooler too. Now the second is the currents which are marked with blue color on your maps, you can see this blue, these all are the blue color currents. They move from poles towards the equator, and hence they are known as the cold currents. Now cold currents are always giving, they make the areas little drier, and they freeze the pairs. If they are they are moving in the polar areas, then they freeze the paths also. They make it more cooler. Now we will discuss what are the effects where the hot and the cold currents meet. Wherever the hot and the cold currents meet, like we have one in the Pacific Ocean, this area, one in the Atlantic Ocean, this area near North America, where the hot and cold current meet. Near Japan, we have the cold Oyoshio current meets with warm Kuroshio current. And in Atlantic Ocean, the warm Gulf Stream current meets with Labrador current. So these areas are very good fishing grounds of the world. Secondly, they create huge fog, which is not good for the ships to travel. Another effect is this: wherever the cold and the hot currents are there, like I can tell you, like the area in the North America, in the Atlantic Ocean only, the area in the North America, if you see on the eastern side, the hot current is moving, and on the western side, cold current is moving. In the eastern side, hot Gulf Stream is there, and on the western side, cool California current is there. So these currents make different effects. Like all the ports on the eastern part of North America are open during winters, but the ports which are situated on the western part of North America are closed in winter because they all are frozen. But as the hot current is moving in the eastern coast, they make the water not to freeze, and the transportation can be done easily. So these are the main three effects wherever the hot and the cold currents meet on the globe. Now we are talking about the ocean currents of Japan. The two main ocean currents which meets near Japan are Oyoshio current, that is a cold current, it is shown on your map, and the hot warm Kuroshio current. Both the currents are being shown. Oyoshio coming from the poles and Kuroshio coming from the equator. They meet near Hokkaido. The place is Hokkaido in Japan. When they meet in Hokkaido, what is the effect of this meeting? Firstly, this is one of the biggest fishing ground in the world. This is the first thing where these two currents meet. Secondly, the cold Oyoshio current makes the eastern coast of Japan winters cool. And the warm Kuroshio current, this makes the winters of this part little milder. And wherever these currents meet, they make whirlpools. So now we are going to read about the same from your books. Now let's discuss how the currents influence Asia. The two main ocean currents are the cold Oyoshio current and warm Kuroshio current. Originating from the north, the cold Oyoshio current travels to the east coast of Asia and west coast of Japan, making the cold winters of this area colder. I have already shown you. This is the hot current and this is the cold current. They both meet, and when they both meet, they create a atmosphere more cooler. They make these parts more cooler, and they are directly being affected by these currents. On the same latitude, the east coast of Japan experiences warm Kuroshio current, This current makes the winter of these areas milder. The Oyoshio current collide with the Kuroshio current near Hokkaido and create eddies. Eddies means circular movement of water causing small whirlpools. Already I have discussed in the meanings what are whirlpools. So Oyoshio current and Kuroshio current, wherever it collides, it makes whirlpools and which are very dangerous for the sea. But one benefit is there. The benefit is that the mixing up of warm and cold ocean currents provide suitable temperature, making those sites ideal for fish breeding. The cold Oishio current and the warm Kuroshio current collide in Japan. Even the cold current of Japan brings minute sea particles called plankton, which provide a crucial source of food for the fish. All these reasons make the Sea of Japan one of the best grounds of the world for fishing. So, with this, we are coming to an end of all the factors which affect the climate of Asia, like latitude, distance from the sea, relief feature, winds, and ocean currents. Do revise this part. We will meet you next with the distribution of rainfall, how the rainfall affects the climate of Asia. Thank you.